How's it going, everybody? Tyler Schwartz here, and welcome back to the channel. No dancing today, just wanted to talk about a very important thing. The question that I get all the time is, how do you deal with slippery floors? Oh boy, it's a tricky one. Let's first talk about things we can add to the shoe to make it give it a little bit more friction, because fiberglass is pretty slick. All of this is if the floor can, if you're approved to use it on said floor. Sometimes, if you use tape, duct tape or gaffer's tape or what have you, that can scuff a specific floor. And so always make sure that you're approved to use certain things to, you don't want to get in trouble for something. To be fair, fiberglass is pretty abrasive too and can scuff floors. So always, just in general, make sure you're cleared and good to go to use a specific floor. But things you can add to your shoes and things I've used in the past that definitely work. Tapes. So the two in particular, duct tape and gaffer's tape. Sometimes gaffer's works better, sometimes duct works better. I'd say gaffer's tape tends to leave less marks and is more consistent. Duct tape can, really help in a pinch. And so all you'd want to do is really just apply it to the front, just a strip right there and a strip there. And you want to kind of apply it in a way that you're not going to scuff it and pull it all back when you give it a nice treble. Sometimes you can add it to the heel too. Sometimes it's not necessary. Another thing you can potentially apply to your shoe is rosin. It's this rock material. It's like a coating that adds a little bit more friction to your dancing, a little bit more stick to your shoe. I've used that in the past. Again, that's another thing that can add a lot of scuffs and a lot of marks to a floor, so always be careful using that. Use it in a floor that you've got an approval to use it for, but that helps as well. Maybe the least abrasive thing out of all of them is water. A rag with some water on it and wiping all that. Believe it or not, that sometimes has done the trick pretty much just in and of itself. When you're dancing in like a hotel setting or a place that has like rugs that are constantly treated and cleaned and whatnot, that rug cleaner, dust, all that kind of stuff gets on your shoes. And sometimes taking a wet rag and getting all that cleaner and dust and all that stuff off your shoe is all it takes, really. Another thing you can do is make sure that your shoes are properly broken in. Now I'll tell you, this is probably not the best example. This is too much broken in, but you can see where I've broken in the shoe the most is right there where the ball of my foot is. Because the tap and the shoe was broken in enough, I had a lot of control and a lot of connection with the ground right there, right before the tap. And that gave me a lot of traction, clearly, with the floor. Definitely make sure your shoe is fully broken in and you're comfortable in those shoes. You don't want it to feel like an ice skate or something that like it's almost disconnected. You want it to feel like a piece of your body, like an extension of your body. And softening the leather, getting the shoe to really form to your foot makes a huge difference as well. Another big way to fix a slippery floor is to anticipate it and assess it and modify your own dancing because of it. If it's a slippy floor, you know that you can't extend, your 110% like kick beyond your head and overexert yourself. You won't have the traction to catch yourself if you go too far. A lot of what Irish dancing is knowing to go 90% of your full effort, but like a controlled 90%. Not this, but this. Same thing goes with our dancing. If we have a controlled, analyzed 90%, that usually goes much further than 110% and maybe less controlled, a little bit more reckless. Especially that amplifies on a slippery stage. So you want to make sure you're controlled. Make sure your dancing is right underneath you as well. Our turnout, our sound, our pull-up, everything is a lot more controlled and strong when it's underneath us as opposed to out in front of us or behind us. Same thing goes with like trebles. You don't want to do the treble out here. That treble is going to be a lot quieter and less controlled than a treble that's right underneath you. Same thing goes with your control. If your dancing is all happening right underneath you, you're going to be much more in control and less prone to slipping out or scooting or falling or anything like that. So definitely keeping your dancing under you makes a huge difference. But yeah, some cool tips really quick. Would love to keep the conversation going. If you know any other good tips to keep yourself from slipping and falling, definitely drop them down in the comments below. But that's all for today. Hope this video was fun. Happy dancing, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace. Pew.